Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Vashon Brown. International credit rating agency Standard & Poor's has affirmed Jamaica's B+ long-term and B short-term credit ratings and revised the outlook from negative to stable. In a tweet today, Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke said the rating action reflects the agency's view that Jamaica's economic recovery will strengthen and government finances will return to fiscal surplus this year. Standard & Poor's noted that Jamaica's commitment to fiscal consolidation fosters macroeconomic stability and supports the country's creditworthiness. A reaction this evening to the first supplementary estimate tabled in Parliament last week by Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke. Financial analyst Dennis Chung says the $33 billion increase in money to the budget is good but inadequate. Javon Keys reports.
The government added $33 billion to the budget last week, bringing the total estimate of expenditure for the current fiscal year to $867.3 billion. Financial analyst Dennis Chung says the government's ability to allocate additional provisions to respond to the needs of the health and social sectors due to the pandemic is commendable. He says, however, there is need for more capital injection.
A lot of people say that, well, the government has exceeded its target by $17 billion in terms of tax collection, but that target was actually revised down. So already the targets were lower than the government revenues would normally be. So the government has been under a little pressure. The economy will need a lot more than that, though. We need to put some money in the economy to get the economy going. The economy has declined on average 5.6% over the last 6 quarters, whereas other economies around the world that have lifted lockdown and curfew, they're basically flat over the last 6 quarters.
He says to encourage circular economic growth, a more hands-on approach to purchase local goods and services should be taken by the government. Meanwhile, Mr. Chung says some fiscal targets may need to be temporarily suspended.
If you have the best budget in the world and people's lives are going down, it doesn't matter. I know there's a concern about the fiscal targets and the debt to GDP, which is going to be impacted because GDP is lower. So even if you don't increase the debt and you keep paying the debt, the GDP actually is lower. At the end of the day, the reason why we do these things is so that we can improve the lives of people. And as we see in the US is doing a whole lot of deficit spending. I think that what we need to do is maybe relax the debt to GDP target a little bit, but get some money in to get money into the economy, to get businesses going, get employment going. Times like these call for extraordinary measures.
Javon Keys, TVJ News.
The US dollar is selling for an average $147.24. The Canadian currency is trading at $117.96. $202.24 is the going rate for the pound and $174.43 for the euro. The JC Index lost 3,370 points today, while the junior market index lost 34 points. Among today's winners were Siboney Group, Epley, Stationery and Office Supplies Limited, 1834 Investments, and Palace Amusement. On the losing side were Margaritaville Turks, Main Event Entertainment Group, Signos Credit Investments US dollar shares, Trans Jamaican US dollar shares, and JMB Group 7.5% shares. And that's the Business Day. I'm Vashon Brown. Have a good evening.